Camelot Music was a mall-based music store that opened in 1956 and changed their name in 1998. I want to say thank you for your suggestion.
Camelot Music, more than just a music store. Camelot is home entertainment, compact discs, cassettes, laser video discs, movies, accessories, including Same As It Ever Was from House of Pain, on sale now. A generous assortment of home entertainment software at Camelot Music.
Camelot Music was founded by Paul David in Massillon, Ohio in 1956 as the Stark Record and Tape Service. Paul worked as a rack jobber, which stocked LP and 45 RPM records in drug, specialty, variety, and grocery stores in the mid-Ohio area. So what is a rack jobber? A rack jobber operates by placing racks of products in stores, maintaining and stocking the displays, and paying the store for the space. David was working as a sales representative for his brother's business when he noticed that a grocery store was selling used 45 RPM records. Taking note of the fact that they were not selling new LPs and 45s, he soon started his own business supplying racks of records to grocery and drug stores, later expanding his accounts to include large discounters like Woolworth, Kresge, and W.T. Grant. In 1956, as a self-proclaimed peddler, he began selling records from his trunk of his '56 Buick to grocery stores throughout Ohio. David's timing was perfect, as record sales was just beginning to take off in conjunction with the huge popularity of Elvis Presley and other rock and roll artists in the mid-1950s, with Motown and the Beatles just around the corner in the 1960s. In 1965, the company opened its first retail store in Canton, Ohio, adding a location at the Canton Shopping Mall a few months later. Camelot Music, as it was now known, concentrated on opening mall-based stores over the next few years, with a total of over 100 by 1980. In addition to its own outlets, the company began to operate music departments in leased spaces inside large discount stores. Other freestanding locations were opened as well. In 1969, the company took a major step when it built its new and present-day office and warehouse facility in North Canton Industrial Park. This marked the beginning of what would eventually become the home of the highly successful and nationally recognized Camelot Music Store chain. This chain would reach its peak with over 400 locations throughout 40 states. In the years to come, Camelot Music received numerous awards for their efforts in operations, marketing, merchandising, and service. Camelot Music, by all industry standards, was considered to be the preeminent music retailer in the country and was clearly the nation's leading mall music retailer. In the 1970s and 1980s, Camelot further expanded its number of stores geographically in the Midwest and Southeast regions. By the end of the 1980s, Camelot Music had nearly 300 stores, including several new giant-size superstores in addition to its standard outlets. The company's operation of leased spaces in discount stores, meanwhile, had fallen out of favor and was phased out by 1990. Over the years, a number of changes had taken place in the music business, and Camelot adapted to meet the demands of the marketplace. Vinyl LP and 45 RPM records, always subject to warping and scratching, were being supplanted by the less fragile cassette tape and compact disc formats by the late 1980s, with Camelot removing 45s from most of its stores in 1988, and LPs several years later. By 1988, cassettes accounted for about half of the company's sales, with compact discs making up a quarter of the total and LPs just 5%. Videotapes, added during the 1980s, had grown to encompass a larger share than vinyl records, and were the source of some 10% of the company's sales. Other goods sold at Camelot stores included blank audio and video tapes, and music-related accessory products as well. Camelot had continually been expanding its number of locations in geographical reach, and in the early 1990s intensified these efforts, buying groups of stores from other chains, such as California-based Rainbow Records in 1990, and Philadelphia-headquartered Record World in 1992. By mid-1993, the company owned more than 360 stores. Keeping up with the times, Camelot remodeled a store in its home base of Canton to look sleek and futuristic with banks of video screens, neon signs, specially lighted display systems, and a new and hot bestseller area at the front of the store. The record industry's decision around this time to yield to public pressure and abandon the long box cardboard CD display package also forced the company to redesign its method of stocking and displaying products chain-wide. In late 1993, founder and majority owner Paul David decided to sell his interest in Camelot, partly owing to his view that the record business was heading toward a slump. The buyer was Investcorp, a Bahrain-based holding company which owned a number of different businesses including Gucci, Tiffany & Company, and Saks Fifth Avenue. Investcorp was also expecting the music business to experience hard times, but was banking on major player Camelot to absorb floundering competitor stores in the aftermath. By January of 1994, 16 Hastings Music and Books and 3 Cavages music stores had been added. Investcorp's leveraged buyout had left Camelot with a large amount of debt, however, and this would weigh heavily on the company during the next several years. The music retailing business was undergoing a significant change at this time. Several different types of stores, which traditionally had not sold music, began to add and aggressively market it as a means of drawing in customers for their main lines of products. If you've watched any number of my videos, then you know who I'm talking about. And no, it's not Macy's. These included such large bookstore chains as Borders, discount superstores Kmart and Walmart, and discount appliance chains like Best Buy and Circuit City. The latter were particularly threatening to music retailers like Camelot, as they tended to sell recordings at significant discounts and focus heavily on the best-selling CDs and tapes. All of this shifted business away from traditional music retailers. By early 1996, Camelot was experiencing financial difficulties. The company, with almost 390 stores, $400 million in annual sales, and 3,500 employees, announced in March that it would lay off 170 people and close 18 stores. In addition, as many as 80 other outlets were under review, with an estimated 20 to 30 more stores likely to close. Attempts were also being made to renegotiate leases at malls where some stores were close to the edge of failure. All of this could not keep the company above water, however, and in August, Camelot filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. By this time, the company had closed an additional 18 stores and was expecting as many as 40 others to be shuttered. Other music chains had also gone into bankruptcy, including Nationwide, Peaches, Warehouse, and Kemp Mills Music. National sales leader Musicland had suffered from losses and company restructuring, and many independent music retailers had gone out of business entirely. In 1998, Camelot acquired Philadelphia-based record and music retailer The Wall, taking over 153 of their mid-Atlantic chain-based stores. The Wall was known to be by their customers for their loyalty programs, to listen to music before purchasing it, and exchanging any of their damaged cassettes and CDs for free. Later on in 1998, Camelot merged with the Florida-based music retailer Specs Music. In October of 1998, Trans World Entertainment, a video and music retailer, acquired Camelot alongside its acquired companies, The Wall and The Specs, for a stock swap valued approximately at $427 million. Trans World Entertainment later rebranded the entirety of this music retailer-based stores to FYE, with the initials standing for Your Entertainment. FYE continues its operations as a music retailer both online and in stores around the United States. So what are your favorite memories of this place? Leave a comment or a suggestion for a future video below. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you just watched my video, thanks for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe to Eric C. Productions.